Welcome back, everyone, to our Pathfinder slash time loop game. Still need a better name for it, but I'll work on that later. It has been a number of weeks since we were last able to play, just due to a string of life events keeping one person or another busy. But we are back and ready to continue. Last week we finished with the group investigating a particular symbol they have come across in their efforts to deal with the upcoming danger. That symbol being a chained star. There seems to be some sort of group or cult has been associated with this symbol in the city somewhat recently. In an attempt to gather information, they went to part of the underbelly of the city, which was friendly to some of the group's members, and pointed them in the direction of the other criminal elements that seemed to be having some dealings, or at least were more likely to be approached by this cult, and helps be able to either dig up information from the people or find someone there that at one of these heist operations, whatever you're going to call them, that might help illuminate them as to what the cult is doing, or whatever else they can learn from them. You were given a couple different I'm going to stick with the word operations. A couple different operations that the family had been made aware of. Only one that would be occurring today. There being some sort of heist from the mine that's part of the city, but on the other edge, as part of it's built into like a mountainside. There seems to have been some precious materials found that some enterprising people have decided to liberate. But that's the only one that's today. With the best impression you have being that they have more or less started, but if you make your way there, you could be able to be there well before they come out, and hopefully catch them on the return.
Wait, can you say the last bit again about liberating things?
There's a heist going on in the mine on the outskirts of town where people are going to be liberating, enterprising individuals are liberating valuable resources.
Wow, I don't remember that at all.
Well, the exact details were not discussed last time. Those have just been given to you now because they didn't exist last time.
Okay.
Before you were just given, there are things going on. Now you know what some of those things are.
Yay!
Well, valuable resources sounds like something that would be necessary for a world-shaping plan. Perhaps that bears investigation?
Most certainly.
So we're like stealing stuff?
I think we'd be preventing the theft or something along those lines. Making sure, at least, that the people taking it don't get it. At least assuming that they are this group we're looking for. It might be some other operation. I'm suggesting that, given their goals, it is the kind of thing I might expect them to do, so this could be a way to find whomst we're looking for.
Some not stealing stuff? That doesn't sound like
We
me.
can steal stuff, it's fine.
Should we though?
Valuables must be collected and passed on to the next generation. It is how we keep the family alive and thriving.
Does the fact that we're stealing from thieves make it acceptable?
It makes it easier to convince people like you that it's good.
Yeah, it all balances out.
Wow. Admitting to manipulating me. I can respect it.
Also, doesn't hurt that the other crime family, for lack of a better term, has significantly less ethics that they operate by.
Look, we might be protecting people in the long run and the short run. And Kazo loves that.
Protecting people is important.
Why don't we take a look at the mines, see what's going on, be a little covert about it,
And decide what we actually do with it from there.
Exactly. They may not even be whom we're looking for.
I don't know how sneaky I am, though.
It'll be fine.
If you say so.
I do. You can trust me. I work for Kazo. Where's this mine, Mr. DM?
It is on the edge of the city. It'll take you about an hour to get there. As city's crowded, road's not going to be direct. And it is a very large city. That's kind of the point of this.
Mm-hmm.
But
And the family here knew about this just because of whisperings, rumblings in the underground?
They caught wind of a slightly bungled entrance, like it starts to this plan. So they weren't able to get ahead of it, but they do know that it's currently in progress with people in the mine. They expect to come out sometime in the evening.
Ah. Alright then.
So you could just try and chase them down into tunnels where you have no idea where they went, or more or less camp the entrance.
Ambush them at the entrance. That means we have time for lunch.
Indeed, lunch or other investigations if there's something that comes to mind, or preparations.
Were any of those other activities we were given some information of on the way to the mine that we might be able to just sidetrack and look into those?
There was mentions of an underground fight ring, not really in this same direction. And then potential burglary or two coming up that you might be able to also case the place, but nothing that's going to be happening today.
And that is more on the way than the fight ring?
It's certainly more on the way than the fight ring, yeah.
I could probably stop off. It's what time now? Noonish? Afternoonish?
Yeah,
before noonish?
Let's call it 1 o'clock.
Okay.
I need to start keeping a much better track of time, but
It is
oh well.
challenging, I can tell you. But it is good to
That's why I
try
originally-
and lay out specifically for yourself and the players how long it's going to take them to do a thing, and then stick to that. And then write it down. Be like,
Oh.
okay, so it'll be this time when you're done with it.
I more specifically need to know at what time things happen for, next time round.
Gotcha. So what say we get some lunch, check out this place along the way, and then wait for our potential new friends at the mine's entrance.
Sure, I'm hungry.
Excellent. You two could eat, right? I look specifically at Scraps. He's just like completely innocent, wide-eyed.
Yeah, let's grab something to eat.
Stomach growls.
Scrapsy, eat, yes.
When
I remember you just like teleported it inside yourself or some weirdness.
Pip? Is that the name?
Pip.
Pip.
Mhm.
Yeah, if Pip's stomach growls, Scraps will look up and go like, yeah, let's get something to eat.
Alright. Good. Then we shall find somewhere nice-ish that is between us and the mine and proximal to the place we want to case. Case the place.
Taste the place.
They usually say case the joint, but case the place rhymes.
Done.
Advertisement. In seconds.
Alright. Let's see here. Let's go over here. Board. No. Where's this selling button? Never remember where it's at. Under layers. There it is. Boop. Alright, let's see here. Got you on the right board. Pick out a good place for this. So it's food first and
Investigation.
checking out the investigation second.
Yeah, that sounds fine. We got people's tummies rumbling.
Alright, let's see. Are any of these already outfitted as a food place?
Good.
Are there like open markets with like fruits and vegetables?
Oh yeah, there's something like that near the center. I'll drop you guys there. So you can take it from there. So, unique creatures. Bonk. 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 And bonk.
Okay, there we go.
Where are we?
Did you pull them out of
There.
creatures, or did you pull them out of, because I only see... So colorful.
Hit
I am.
this, but it might actually take you right to where I'm trying to look here. Has everyone found their tokens?
I have.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright. Just want to make sure.
It's beautiful.
So while
So many
the
birds.
entire area might not be populated with it's like tokens, I'll pop them in as we need them. But it's kind of like a open market bazaar type thing with food stalls along with place you'll find weapons, armor,
Instead of the
books,
food.
potentially spell scrolls.
Yeah, instead of the food, Pip immediately gravitates toward the books and spells. Like, ooh. The books.
Alright, what about the rest of you?
She is gonna go
Scrapsy
grab some
is
food.
always around Pip.
By that I mean, Thievery?
Yeah, that's about what I expected to happen.
What?
Mm,
I'm going to let Amarina's stomach decide for us since I've got the money.
I rolled a 19 for Thievery. She's just trying to, like, walk past, stealthily and, like, pick it up with her tail.
Alright, which stall are you at?
Looks like
That
veggies
one,
and fruits.
okay.
Does
Yeah.
she want veggies and fruit?
She's pulling an Abu.
She's the monkey.
Fair enough. I don't know, they're healthy. You didn't strike me as a
Alright.
healthy person. I'm making assumptions. I shouldn't do that. I apologize.
Thievery of
I'm not even
19,
over
you
there.
say.
Hey, gotta eat to live, gotta steal to eat.
So, you know. Okay, Aladdin.
That's what's going on here.
One moment while I roll a die. Yeah, it's just unfortunate for you.
Terrible. Very
That's
sad.
concerning
Uh,
sentence.
They may or may not have rolled 20.
It doesn't go against their passive, perception?
Or I suppose it would, wouldn't it? So, average stat blocks like.
Unless they
Their
have
perception
Um,
plus 10?
then-
I suppose.
Then, yeah, you'll be fine with a 19. So, you'll be able to pick up something. But as you're mostly, I imagine, trying to hide it from the shopkeeper, I am going to let Staggart notice as he's kind of following behind him, watching you more or less.
Yeah, my job is to keep her out of trouble. I expect her to find it. And by keep her out, I mean smooth things over once she finds trouble.
Yeah, I imagine that there's just going to be some coins placed somewhere on the stand. Could be wrong, though.
I mean, the value of what she took was a few copper.
Yeah,
She probably
probably.
took, like, a banana, maybe an apple.
Call it like 5 copper.
Yeah, I'd probably, like, stop momentarily after she's passed looking, and I would go to look at the fruit, like, examining to see if I would take any, but I would ultimately decide not to, but I would, slip, like, 2 or 3 copper, less than the value of what she took, among the fruit to be found later. Over.
Alrighty. Then, Pip. Are you, like, browsing the stall, I assume? Trying to see what you can find in there?
Yep. Kind of looking at the books, riffling through pages that seem interesting.
Alright. There'll be a number of books, mostly academic in nature. 1 or 2 blank spell books.
Makes sense.
And you would see often ones that there are a few scrolls, but those are not generally to be read, as that,
Yeah.
causes magic.
Yeah. Are they labeled though, I assume?
Yes. Like they're in they're either like bound or in scroll cases with like a note attached or something written on the case. They all appear to be like cantrips or level 1 spells. So nothing big, which you honestly wouldn't really expect so much kind of a open air flea market. But there's like precipitation, frostbite, shield, air bubble.
I'm just gonna take note of them for later. Or going to a mine. Yeah, I'm just gonna take note of them for later as my stomach gives another loud growl.
There's probably one or two more. Just let me pull up the like arcane spell list here to make sure I'm pulling from the right thing.
How do spell scrolls
Oh,
even
that.
work in this?
Yeah, I suppose I am somewhat assuming on that front. But today's assumption we're gonna roll with because time is short. So 314.
I mean, it's fine.
Occult, divine. Arcane, here we go.
I'm not buying anything right now anyway. I'm now heading over toward the others for food.
The other two you would notice would be Force Barrage and Leap.
And sleep, is that what you said?
Yes.
Imperial whiskey.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
And so now you're heading off to food, was it?
Yep.
Right. Are you going to the same fruits and veggies cart? Or are you looking for something a little bit more protein?
I'm gonna go with protein, but I'm mostly just wandering to reconnect with the others.
All right. And Scrapsy, you're just following her around. I take it.
Gesture. Whoa. Whoa. Wait, how do I make it go away? Okay, it just goes away on its own.
Is that a laser pointer?
Yeah.
Gimme.
Gesture tool.
How do I
Yeah,
use
you
it?
can you either click the button on your portrait or press T. And then you can just move it around or click. You can also click the cogwheel on your portrait to change the color. As all of you are red, I suggest you all pick different colors so that I know who's clicking what.
Adorable.
I'm going with blue.
Thank you.
Alright, so you caught up with the others. You probably see Staggart plunking down, like putting some coins on the cart, though you're not sure why. He doesn't seem to take anything.
I'm just assuming that, they collectively were purchasing things. It might not occur to me to realize that, Amarina talking about stealing things earlier. She might be stealing things now. I don't think that would actually occur to me right away.
All right. Do with the information what you will.
I think that I'm going to. I still am getting to know these people, so I'm not going to intervene very much, but I am observing. I'm taking note of these things.
All right.
Obviously, I know Amarina, but
Then
Pip and Scrapsy I'm still getting to know, so I'm not going to mess with anything they do.
Then for like 5 coppers to a silver, you guys can pick up whatever food you'd like.
There's
But
5
are there
coppers
any-
to a silver in this?
5 to
Oh.
10
Price
coppers.
range.
Gotcha. That's the price range. I thought that was the conversion rate. I was like, what?
No. It's still 10, I believe.
Okay. It is. Should be.
Yeah, 10, 10, 10.
10, 10, 10.
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
Mm-hmm. 10, 10,
So-
10, 500,000.
Oh my.
Unless you are looking for some particularly exotic food, that should all go fine. Are there any particular stalls you're wanting to check out while you're here? Or are you guys just munching, seeing what the others do?
No, I'm gonna make sure to munch. I've been living in this town a while, so I'm just sort of people watching the way I normally do. Once Amarina settles down and I've managed to pay for actual food.
Right? Naturally, the shopkeepers of the different stalls will be kind of calling out, especially as they see you buying things from other places. See if they can drum up some business.
Mm-hmm. Imagine
Pip
that
may be susceptible. Pip may be susceptible.
We got fried whatever over here. You know you want something. Ooh, maybe I do want fried whatever.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, there may be a handful of things in there, or they may have an armful of things when they decide to settle down to actually eat and be very confused about what to do with them.
Okay, so you sit down with your turkey leg, your churro, your taco, your burrito.
Yeah, something like that. Little meat pie. Maybe there's a vegetable in there. Maybe there's a little quiche. There's a little quiche in there somewhere.
Quiche,
Which-
a dragon fruit. Never heard of that before.
Mini quiches, because it's the perfectly balanced nutritional snack. It's got eggs and a little bit of veggie. And a
I
lot
imagine
of bread.
Scrapsy would be very protective. So, like, the worst from any of them that are really trying to take advantage of Pip, be giving them the eye.
Give him the old stink eye.
They're trying to take advantage. They're just advertising.
Lazy
It just happens to
eye.
like advertising. But yeah, so like,
Every now and then, Pip passes a little snack to Scrapsy. Like, oh, you like these, right? Here, let me get one.
He's boss, I don't think you should be. Oh, I do like these.
just for my own knowledge, do you eat? Like, does that race need food?
Yep.
Puppets are
Okay
weird.
then. Yeah.
I think there's
No
a
wonder.
certain ancestry or something like that that doesn't. I think. There's like wind up puppets or something like that where they just have to wind themselves up all the time. But I think the one that I am does need to eat.
Alright, so you have some form of biology, even though you don't.
Yeah.
Anyways. Then,
Perfect sense. I don't know what you're talking about.
are there any discussions that characters are going to have as they kind of sit down and more or less watch Pip go through her various food while Arena is munching through some fruit with Daggart having gotten something, though not sure what.
Food.
At
No.
this point, while eating, Amrina's just like playing with some other water chicken crates.
You're
All right.
getting better at that.
Yeah, actually, I think I'm getting the hang of this. I can't like make a lot of it, but like a little. Like there's like a few drops on for my fingers. Wonder if I can do something with this other than punch.
Is that because of your monk training or your being
A monkey?
Binara?
Monkey.
I think they said like I have like a natural affinity to water or something. But this one kind of comes from my training. They're like helping me channel whatever this is.
Mm.
Yes. Monastery. Time at the monastery has certainly improved what she is capable of. I have been very impressed. I'm happy for her.
Being able to control elements is awesome.
It's a rare gift. It can be a powerful tool.
Yeah, I like water. Water's nice. I don't want to swim now.
I like fire and electricity better. But all things are important.
I like knives.
Oh yeah, I like
Not
knives too.
unsettling
She just
at
pulls
all.
the dagger.
Pip
I
is
have a
just
stabby
happily
too.
burning.
I usually punch, but I have a stabby just in case.
They're helpful.
So, to address the elephant in the room, as it were. Scrapsy, you're seeming to be quite protective of Pip. How long have you been working for them?
Working for? Perhaps he's my best buddy.
And how did that relationship come about?
Well, I've been with the boss my whole life.
I made
I
him.
thought that might be the answer. Did you create this, Pip?
I did. I don't know
This-
how he became.
Him?
And he just like, like pointed like, got it.
Okay. So you created him. Go
Doesn't
on.
say got it. Like that's the like.
No, I got you. It was the finger point.
like,
Yes, that's the one.
Oh, that's cool. How do you create them?
Well, and they launch into a lengthy description of creating a simulacrum, I guess. Would be the closest, or would be kind of what it.
No,
I don't know.
automaton.
Whatever, yeah, automaton thing. very lengthy description, and then at the very end. And he was with me for quite a while before just suddenly gaining sentience a little while, or I don't know how long ago. I forgot already.
Couple of days.
We say it's like a couple of weeks.
Oh, weeks.
Weeks or days or some. However, we've been in the city for a little while. And it's like shortly after arriving in the city or something like that.
I mean, I know that my character lived here. I was under the impression that you and Pip had come to the city specifically on the summons, so this is like your second day here.
No, well, to make for more sensicalness, I'm saying that I came here some medium amount of time ago to check out the wizard school. I'm assuming there's like a wizard school around here, yeah?
Yes.
So I've been here for a little bit looking into that, whether or not I have actually managed to become a student or not is more of a question, but
Since you technically just started learning wizardry, I would say probably not. Like, now you might have the basics to get in. Whether you try to get in, that's up to you, but result...
picked up a couple brochures, you know.
So we've been in the city an indeterminate amount of time. And for a good chunk of that, I have been sentient. It just wasn't when we first arrived.
Fascinating. And now that you are sentient, what do you want to do with that life? Are you dedicating yourself to Pip and their protection? Do you have other hopes or dreams? Go places, meet people?
Yes and yes.
Interesting. Do you think of yourself as family to Pip?
Pip gives a winning grin. I'd
Family.
like to think of you as family. When you hesitate, Pip
Yeah,
says that.
he
Influences
just
answer.
looks-
I'm curious.
He looks at Pip for a second, and then he just like quickly turns back and looks at Sagar and is like, "Family.
Excellent.
You
Hold
don't
on.
mess with family."
Perks up.
Don't mess with family. Very good. Hold on to that. Keep your family close and safe. That is
Well, I
what
was kind
Kazo
of
teaches.
hoping you'd hold on to that if you catch my drift.
I think
Kind of
I
like
do.
gestures between. What's
Amarina?
Amarina? Huh? No. Marina. Anytime multiple similar names come up, I get really confused.
Hmm.
So it was like Amaranta. That's not it. That's something
You're
else.
right.
Marina as in marina as in water.
Yeah. With an A at the beginning.
Yeah, a marina,
It's like we're going
As
to a
in-
marina.
as in a marina.
Yeah. A marina. Yes. Protect the familial bonds. The things that keep people together and help one another survive. It is a challenging world. And family can help with that.
Pip nods along sagely with a hunk of meat in her mouth. Their mouth.
I'm sorry, what did you say with a hunk of meat in your mouth?
I'm nodding along sagely.
Oh, while chewing on a hunk of meat.
Yes,
A
exactly.
hank of meat.
And very sage, very wise. Yep.
Sage and why? Well, once everyone's finished eating, we should go check out that building, see if there's anything to see. Keep our irons in the fire and our options open.
Wait, what are we going to check? I stepped away for a while there.
There's a building between us, well, roughly between us and the mine we're going to go check out. Supposedly there's some activity that the family has been made aware of that is suspicious. We're going to find out if it's related to our problem or not. There's a lot going on in a city like this at any given time. And we're looking for a group of people who are about to start some trouble. So we have to investigate anything out of the ordinary until we find what we're looking for. Understood?
Good.
Very good.
Set up an ambush and take your stuff.
We'll do that at the mine. The building we're just going to scout. You seem quite good at sneaking about unnoticed, Scrapsy.
People don't expect the dolls.
They do not. I think you will be most helpful in that.
Yeah, we could like scout together.
Yep. The building in question is on the east side of this map. I've placed a marker, and I'll continue placing them. So you'll have a general idea of what we're looking for.
Oh, marker. Oh, it disappeared. Ah. Hey, oh, what? It's in the other direction now. What? I was following a different marker, I guess. Alright, I'm there now.
Is that where we're going?
I believe so. Grab me.
The white marker should lead you where you want to go.
Oof.
This is to the mine?
No, this is the
Oh,
building
this
we're going to
is-
check out ahead of the mine.
Gotcha.
I've more or less outlined it with a line marker.
Oh wow, that is a significant building.
Word is there's been that the pricks have been planning to rob this manor.
I forgot. The rival gang was called the Pricks.
Yep, that's their name.
This part of town, is it kinda swanky? Is it low rent? What do we? You said it's a manor, so it's obviously a nice place. This place
It's kind
is.
of middling, trending towards upscale area. Like the location's not ideal as you are next to like a graveyard, but you're also near guard fortifications, so any like crime or things is at least going to have a quick response. And the place itself is nice,
Hmm.
but it is it's a decent upgrade compared to some of the surrounding buildings.
I see.
And it's kind of like the things, like the buildings to the west, are more like single-room apartment or inn type things. But if you go further north, then you have more nice buildings.
Oh, the nice building. Alright, so is the area, busy? With people?
Not super busy, but there's definitely people about. A guard here and there. Let me see.
So it should be relatively easy for us to scope out, and it would definitely be relatively easy for the pricks to rob.
I wouldn't say easy, but it's not hard.
Well, I think that I'm going to put on a ruse. Being a cleric in a graveyard seems reasonable. And use that as a way to be nearby while asking Scrapsy if he'd like to take a little walk around the grounds carefully. You want to walk the graveyard with us, Marina?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, so that's my plan, basically what I'm proposing. What do others want to do? Because we want to check this place out, see if the... We're trying to understand if the pricks have already, like, done any prep work. Is that what we're looking for?
That, well...
I mean, I'm
or
obviously
speaking
looking
of-
to see if this has to do with our problem, but, you know, dealing with the pricks is also something I help out with just to stay in good graces of the family.
Yeah, so, like, really it would just be to see if you can notice any prep work they've done, maybe see if you can foil it, or find a way to set them up to be caught. Basically just trying to hamper the other gang, or find evidence of the cult activities.
Okay. Actually sounds like something Marina might be good at. Go and make sure if somebody else tries to steal something, it blows up on their face in some way.
Speaking of stealing, is that a grave robber?
I think it's a grave digger.
No. Grave digger / Tinder.
I hope his
Like
name
carrying
is
a sack.
Dante.
Because, look, only like 2 tokens have shovels.
And the person he's burying didn't get a coffin.
Oh dear.
And there wasn't a lot left of them.
Oh dear.
And he's got to bury the sack.
Look, the sack just holds this extra dirt, so he needs to, add a little here or there.
A sack of extra dirt. Dirt sack. Alright. Well, what do you think of that, Marina? The plan being to have probably not the whole group, just a portion of the group go in. I think that Scrapsy is going to be good because he's small and roguelike. But what we're looking for is evidence of the cult, which we haven't met with them, so that's going to be hard to find. But just, I think what Marina might like to do, and this is just a guess, is that because it's a place that a rival gang is going to be trying to steal from later, maybe she has a way to set up some preparations of her own to help them get caught in the act.
I've really done that before. I've just, stolen before.
Well, you might find something that you like in there.
Maybe.
I figure I'll be out here keeping a watch for anything untoward to help get you guys out of there if something goes wrong. Pip, so that's my proposal. What do people think that's an okay proposal, or would they like to propose something else?
Yeah, I can look at a place and search for like setup. If I can get in, I can just take some other stuff and maybe make it harder for them to steal them. I don't know.
How are we getting past guards? Assume there's guards. Looks like there's a guard.
Yep, there's a couple around.
I might be able to distract them.
You would know when they're gonna try to steal stuff?
Tonight.
Not
Tonight.
here. Here is not a tonight thing.
I'm confused again.
Then they know that they're getting something hit somehow in the next few days, but not. They don't expect it to be tonight. The only one you have for tonight is the mine thing.
Alright,
But we do want to know if the cult has been... Why would the cult be doing something in there? Well, it's an excuse. It's good enough. Gotta fuck with the pricks.
Well, it wasn't so much that the cult, the reason you guys were going after the pricks is because they had been much more commonly approached by the cult, and so you're trying to get information on the cult through them, either by getting them alone in a room, maybe getting them caught, or helping, or setting up a scenario where you prevent them from being caught, even if you're the ones that got them in trouble in the first place.
I see. So they feel indebted to us in that last scenario.
Pretty much. But the general idea is the pricks have been having significantly more dealings with the cult than the family, and so trying to get information through them.
Okay. So really, we want to get kind of a way out in here. Yeah, understand if we can turn their attempt to do something here to our advantage.
Yep. Or at least see if you can follow them
Get
for whatever they're doing to something that's more beneficial.
Gotcha. Okay. I still think that Marina would appreciate a chance to take things, so I'm trying to cater to her wants and desires a little bit.
I'll be right back. And she's gonna look for a good, spots to maybe climb.
Alright. Which side of the building are you looking at?
Just gonna look around for where she's the least visible. So maybe here, this way.
Okay. Kind of looking at the section between the buildings.
Yeah, something like that.
Right. There's maybe a way up, but getting on top of the cobblestone fence and trying to get to the roof and use that to get to the balcony. But it's not as concealed as you'd like, and there's literally a guard at the other end of that alley.
Right.
So with him being vigilant, you're not likely to be able to make that particular route work.
Hmm. Like, are there a lot of people like watching where I am currently?
I wouldn't say a lot, but there are definitely some. Like the place isn't crowded, but there are people on most streets.
Yeah, doing this in broad daylight's risky.
You could always just look for those entrances and try and come back later.
Yeah, because currently she's thinking, here, that she could like basically do a parkour jump up to like this and then over. She has to quick jump feats and
Okay,
combat
so we're
climber.
basically going to jump from the graveyard wall to that little slit.
Yeah, that's basically what she's thinking, but it's risky to do now because it's in broad daylight.
Yeah. Be difficult, but that could work for someone with good acrobatic skills, like you. One thing I will say is that the bottom portion here seems to operate as some sort of shop or store. So there is some public access to this building.
A store, you say? I wonder what it sells.
You can check it out. I'm not going to stop you.
She's gonna walk back to the group. Alright, I think I found like a good entrance, but it's risky to do it now because it's, day and people are looking.
People
I'm pretty
don't.
confident I could do it if I wanted to at night.
Alright. Now we
So
just...
it might be where they want to enter too.
Yes. We just need to figure out when they're going to do it, and then we can insert ourselves into the mischief. Get some answers.
Can I tell from here that that's a like shoppy thing?
Where is here? There? I would say no. Like you were here a while, you might be able to, as you see people kind of like enter and leave, but at the moment, not quite.
Yeah. And I think I'm too obtrusive to I'm probably too obvious to be here even. But because I am conversing with a cleric, it's probably fine, right?
Yeah, totally.
Yep. So I'm disinclined to go any closer to the building unless I am aware of the shop thing.
Should anyone wander within earshot of us, I just begin explaining the importance of being buried near other family members. Or interred in whatever form you take.
Alright. Then I take it the plan is to come back later?
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
Yes. We're going to have to get more information about the Pricks operation here, but we've at least determined an ingress point and some choke points. That's fine.
Alrighty.
Mine. To stake it out.
I already had steak though. It was tasty.
Goodness gracious, Pip. Goodness gracious.
Alright, one moment. While I make sure everything is how it's supposed to be. Good enough. Where's someone to this board?
Download all.
Alright. Tokens have in place. Do people happen to be able to see their tokens?
I can see the token there. Now the control has appeared over the top.
Yep.
Whoa, I am missing community content.
Download
Just
it.
download all.
Do it now. Download the
I
content.
Looks foggy.
I wanted a slightly more accurate token for later. So, with lunch and the additional casing of the joint, I'd say you guys get here around. It was 1 or 2 o'clock earlier.
Well, it was one when we started, but then we walked to food, we ate food, then we
Yeah.
went to the place and cased the joint. So it's going to be quite late now, 5 or 6.
Let's call it 5. So you guys have a bit of time as it's beginning to roll into evening, 5:30, something like that. Right. I should put on music.
Doodly doodly.
Trying to find the right one is harder than I'd like. That. That. Good enough. The place will still be. This place will be bustling a fair bit. Buildings are definitely a bit more shoddy. Rooms being smaller. This is not a well-to-do section of town.
The miners all live here and work here and refine materials here.
Refining might be done elsewhere, but the rest of that definitely. there's probably some refining being done, but perhaps not a ton.
Hmm. Is there anybody out here to be seen?
Yes. Just bad about populating tokens beforehand.
Hmm.
But there'd be a number of dwarves, elves, half-orcs. Might even be a kobold or two.
And do they have the cast about them of being miners, or do they seem a little clean for that?
Most of the folk here seem like miners. There might be one or two exceptions, but they do seem to be handling like, paperwork.
Mm-hmm. Is it possible that whatever this operation we were informed of is going down without the knowledge of anybody out here? That it's happening inside the mine, completely unbeknownst to anyone outside?
Maybe.
It's going to be hard to convince people out here of what's still going to happen and to help us when the time comes, even if by help us I mean stay out of the way. If they don't think anything's amiss.
What if they're all in on it?
Well, that's what I was trying to determine, but I don't think that they probably have the miners in on it. Maybe I'm wrong. I could try asking. I could try approaching them as a priest of Kazo and see if I can rile their suspicion that something's wrong and see how they react. But suppose that this operation is going down within the mine now, and they'll be coming out with whatever their prize is this evening, which isn't too long from now. But we certainly don't want to have injuries of the innocent if we can avoid it, right? Well, that's my thinking, is get them worried something's going on, see how they react, and then see if we can utilize that to keep them clear of the problem that we're going to be involved in later. What other suggestions do we have?
Don't we do a lot of planning or doing?
Planning?
Yeah, I don't really have a plan.
That's fine. Just trying to make sure that I've opened the floor to all possible ideas here. What about
That's all
you?
you lead. Thinking is your job.
Well enough, well enough. What do you think of that, Pip? Scrapsy? Could cause a problem ahead of time if they're A, if they're in on it, or B, if they don't trust us.
Or someone who is in on it catches wind.
Indeed. We could instead find out what their policy on investors is. Say we need to
As investors?
tour the mine as a potential client who would be purchasing mineral resources from them.
Tip kind of looks at everyone in turn. Do you think they'd believe that? I mean, I guess. Look, it's Aurelion.
Aurelion, he exists again.
Look, I only have so many tokens to work with, and I'm trying to get a variety in here. Also, a great many people appear armed according to these tokens. They are not that well armed and armored.
I mean, I could be looking to purchase resources for a new automaton.
Yeah. Anything that gets us inside, I suppose, or at least lets us have some leeway to remain in the area and get them away from it.
So let me make sure that I understand what's going on. So the family has gotten wind of someone that may or may not be involved in this cult, trying to steal something out of this mine. And you're trying to stop that?
Yes.
More or less. You don't necessarily know if people here are involved with the cult. You just know their group as a whole is more involved than the family is.
These are also the pricks?
Yes, that was the point of the three things you were given.
Oh, then they're all the pricks.
Yeah.
Right. Sure. Just, so we think the pricks are in there stealing stuff and potentially doing it for the cult.
For the cult, or you're just trying to get information on the cult through them, as their organization has more information on the cult than the family does. The whole point of this is to dig up dirt in some form or fashion.
Well, there's a lot of dirt to dig in a mine.
Kind of making me feel like I should have taken the feat that would let me impersonate occult people.
But you are an occult people.
I don't really know that, though.
You don't know you're a sorcerer?
I know I'm a sorcerer.
Sorcerer that believes their origins are arcane and not occult.
Gotcha.
It makes perfect sense.
I got it. Alright, so do you want to run with that then, Pip? Let them know that you're looking for materials with which to continue your...
Is there something I can help you with?
I was speaking with each of his steps.
Yeah.
I was waiting for him to take one more so I could say research.
Can't remember if I'm good at deception. I don't think I am.
charisma base, so you should at least have plus whatever
Yeah.
your requires.
Yeah, there's that. Oh, I was just wondering if you ever give tours of the mine. Oh, what is your position within this town operation? Want to make sure I'm talking to the right people, you know.
I keep track of inventory. You want a tour? What for?
Well, for inventory. I am
The Master Pip is an eccentric wizard who runs many experiments in the arcane, and the materials produced by the mine are quite valuable in such experimentations. They would like to see if you have veins of the particular minerals they're currently working with, so that they can prepare to buy them from you.
Well, if you're looking for specific materials, just tell me what you want, and I can tell you if we have it.
I'm just gonna turn to him and say, but there is a certain quality of the actual veins you must verify, isn't there?
exactly so. Not necessarily something that
Don't
someone
insult.
untrained in the arcane arts would necessarily recognize.
He rolled his eyes at this.
Tried to catch it before she said it.
Yeah, well, not that there's anything wrong. I mean, I was once untrained in the arcane
Look,
arts.
Poindexter. Unless you're looking to buy extremely valuable materials in extremely large quantities, I don't really give a rat's ass either way. So just tell me what you want, and we can see if business is an option.
I apologize if I've offended you at all. This is the sort of things that I'm looking for. I'll kind of list off a couple random things involved in making, I don't know.
So aside from basic materials that exist in our world, additional finds could be adamantite, dawn silver, orichalcum, cold iron. I think that covers it. I had this pulled up earlier.
Did you say mithril?
Sorry.
It does not exist. I think that got replaced with dawn silver.
Oh, right, that's true.
So I'll list off a couple of things and add in, but you see, some of these might be infused with certain properties, and it's not always easily recognizable. So that's why I prefer to see them myself, but I mean, I guess if you have samples out here, that would work okay too.
Like,
Trying to
what
save
are
the
the-
situation.
what are some of like the base materials you're looking for? What are the ones you list? Like one or two of them.
I don't know, I'm pulling shit out of my ass.
Gross.
I know, but I know what this mine produces.
I know.
Copper,
So I wanna
steel,
make sure this is-
aluminum, diamond, emerald, ruby.
Yep.
They're not gonna have steel, but they might have iron.
Yep.
The iron and copper we can certainly help you out with, and further down the process is where you get steel. Not exactly something you get from the source.
The diamonds, emeralds, rubies.
This particular mine's not geode friendly.
What about silver?
Some of that.
Silver, you're looking
But,
for high purity.
But if you're looking for, some sort of iron or silver that, spits sparks or spews flames, you best look elsewhere.
Well, it wouldn't be that obvious.
Wait, there's also silver that does that?
I'm enchanted.
Magic is weird.
Magic is wonderful.
But it can also be quite weird.
Mostly wonderful. Got a shimmer to it, you know?
So, how set are you on getting a tour? Says with air quotes.
Does that mean that you might be willing to negotiate one?
Well, there's always a price for anything. I just don't think it's in your budget.
Yeah, I was a little worried that might be the case. What, is there any services we might be able to provide?
Yeah, looks you up and down, kind of glances at your friends.
Other services.
It just looks confused.
I'm confused too. I don't actually know what Tristan was getting at with that.
We don't want to be selling sexual services.
Not right now, but I can certainly, if you give me some sort of a name or way to find you, if we end up with any drow problems, any of the other things that go bump down there, I could see if there's some work for you. Pretty much the only way you're getting in that mine short of buying it, though.
Do you have issues like that frequently?
I wouldn't say frequently, but it's been a while, so...
People trying to steal things?
Sometimes, mine's been going for a very long time. Quite expansive, runs across some, underground curiosities that some unfortunate individuals try and remove, both to their hazard and ours.
Is that what he said?
Hazard.
Well, but he said, things that people try to remove.
Yeah, he's saying he might hire us to stop thieves.
No, I know.
Oh.
But he
Yeah.
said something about runes?
Ruins.
Ruins.
Underground civilizations, once they've been cast down from the surface, who knows?
That's something I'd really love to see.
I have to disappear for a couple
You and
minutes. You got
everybody
this.
else.
How dare.
Those curiosities are one of the only ways we keep this place to ourselves. Hands off.
Wait, huh? What did he say?
He said that those curiosities are some of the only ways that they keep this place to themselves. So, leave it alone.
How do you mean? Like
Well,
traps?
Look, I don't got time to go explain every detail of our own operation. Not to mention, you don't need to know.
Ah. Yeah. Sorry about that. Just, the natural scholar inclination in me. Curious. But anyway,
Uh-huh. Don't get me wrong, I work with more paper than the rest of the guys here, but there's such a thing as too many questions. Suspicious numbers of questions.
sorry. I mean, I can't talk. I can't talk.
Well, if you have a general idea of what you want to say, you can tell me that and roll persuasion. Diplomacy, whatever it is in this edition, you can never remember.
Diplomacy, I think. I have sort of attempted to shift gears from potential, customer to what, Sager was trying to do before. Of trying to, enter query that something might be coming and see what the, involvement might be. But I think I kind of want to wait for Tristan to come back.
All right.
What do I know about the pricks?
Well, the name fits. For starters.
Nice.
But there's only like two sets of organized crime in the city, being the pricks and the family. The pricks have no scruples, ethical code, or anything of that nature. If it makes money and they can do it, they do it.
And they were the ones
thieving,
essentially
murder.
stealing, right?
Yes.
Okay. Not the ones probably running the mine.
According to the family, someone from the family noticed a known to them Prick's member having slipped into the mine and after doing some digging, found that there might be new precious material. There's supposed to be new precious materials down there, so the assumption that the Prick's member has gone down there to steal it, or at least see how much of it he can get away with before they notice.
Okay, I think I can spin this. What am I trying to say? I am trying to change gears. I am trying to tie in, like, speaking of suspicious amounts of questions. Problem with that line of thinking, though, is that if he's already suspicious of me, he might tie that back to me instead of accepting that I'm here to help. So what I am kind of trying to get at is trying to kind of hint toward getting some info on a potential something going down by someone asking suspicious questions. Basically tying in, like, oh, you know, now that you mentioned suspicious questions and suspicious number of questions, I heard someone earlier asking about this thing. And maybe talking about sending someone to check it out. Does that make
All right.
sense?
That
Am I
is
making enough
technically a question you could ask. However, given where the information comes from and it required digging, it's not likely something you should know.
Uh-oh. Sounds like I missed
If you
exciting
understand what I
stuff.
Well, because, okay, so, we're... I don't remember when you stepped out whether I spent that much time considering this, but he said something about, asking too many questions, suspicious number of questions. And I was going to try to spin that back around to, oh, you know, speaking of, I seem to recall hearing some suspicious questions myself, and try to hint to him that maybe there's something going on.
That sounds like a threat.
Part of the problem is I'm trying to spin it in such a way that, like, it doesn't sound like a threat, but something that I am legitimately trying to warn him and offer assistance for.
So yeah, there could be
But
a
it
way
still
to
sounds
do
like a
that.
threat, yeah.
You want to warn him.
I mean,
I mean, I
unless that's the
could.
exact wording you want to use, you can roll some diplomacy.
Yeah, I would try a roll to cover, because the wording's going to be
Yeah.
hard here, but you can
Yeah.
use the roll to convey meaning.
I have decent diplomacy. Let me see if there's anything that I can draw from to make it better. I don't think there is.
I mean, you have a hero point because you start games with those. I believe that's how those are meant to function.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what?
You have one hero point, so you will at least have a reroll you can use if you like.
Oh yeah, I forgot that we get one at the beginning of each session. Okay. And then I have halfling luck that will let me also reroll.
Does that function like 5e, like only on a 1, or you just do it whenever?
For which? The halfling luck?
Yeah.
It's if I fail.
Okay.
But then I have to use the new roll regardless, so I could potentially make my fail worse. Alright. How did I end up in this position?
You were the one who proposed that you wanted to be the one looking for reasons to be in the mine.
It was just a potential, and then the guy came over and put a time limit on it.
Yep, and you're the
The session's
face.
drawn to an end. I gotta do something to keep things moving.
I know. Alright, here's the diplomacy. Please, please roll well. That's not great. That's a 15.
Alright, that's a 15. So, you want the good news, the bad news?
What's the bad news?
Bad news is that's a fail. Good news, you have the halfling luck.
Yeah, we're drawing on the halfling luck.
Well, it's also not a critical fail. That's something at least.
Yeah, well. I could still potentially use a hero point though. If I fail again.
Yes, I'll.
Question. Are we using basically like 5e rules for persuasion? Like it's more loose, or are we using the rules in the system?
Generally, I like to keep it more loose, just because game
Okay.
bogged down in dice rolls. For every little thing in a conversation just makes things lower.
Yeah, that's fine. Just want to know.
If someone
Hey,
had been
that's
going
better.
for like a diplomacy-focused build, then I'd use them. But since no one seems to have much invested in that particular path, I feel keeping this really a good idea.
That's better. That's better. That's a 22.
22. All right, that will succeed.
It. My horrible
Lucky
luck.
halfling.
I'm lucky as
Now,
shit.
to be clear, a success in this case is not necessarily going to get you exactly what you want, but it's not going to make things worse.
Yeah, that's okay.
I like that.
As long as I am not like making him feel like I am threatening him with causing a problem, I will accept that at this point. This is a yes, I am willing to offer my services sort of thing here.
You will soon have a problem. The problem is me.
He's gonna like put a hand to his forehead, and it's like, okay, look, I understand. There's something in there you want. You've made that very clear. And at some point, maybe I can find a reason to put you down there. But unless you're very crystally clear straight with me here, there's nothing I can do for you right now. Mine, it's busy, we're doing work. Don't want you interrupting things, and for all I know, you might be trying to get me to sell you, I don't know, bars of gold for bars of copper.
I'm going to look at Segert to see if he wants to,
Well, the last thing we want is a reputation like Ian Asir, who came and sold some very bad copper in town a few years back. Any event, what my friend is trying to say, and is having trouble conveying, unfortunately, we're going to have to go. I'm gonna look back to Pip and say, we're going to have to be blunt, which I don't love, but I think it's our best bet here. You wish to help us, and we like that. What we want to say is, we wish to help you. I am with the family, and we have information that this place is probably going to be, well, is currently being used by the pricks in a way that is likely hazardous to you and your people. We wish to take care of that problem for you, your prick problem.
Oh boy. And do you know what they're supposedly doing down there?
We don't know with exactness, unfortunately. We just know that it's very likely to be dangerous to you and the rest of the city. That's why we are investigating. That's why we need to tour the mine. We want to figure that out. We're not taking anything. And you only have my word, but you do have my word as a priest of Kazo that I am not trying to rob you blind and this is a ruse to cover that. We do believe that there is a threat in the mine and we wish to apprehend it. It seems to me that you are a hard worker, and you have a lot of people here that you care very deeply about. And as you know, Kazo is the goddess of family. I wish to help you protect those people.
Alright. I can appreciate where you're coming from. I'll see if I can figure out what's going on. But I cannot let you go down there. It's not something I can do.
Understood.
Short of you buying the mine.
Short of us buying the mine.
Pip is nodding.
We believe that these people will be coming back out this evening with whatever it is they've acquired. We can hit them then, but I worry that acquiring it could be dangerous.
I think we can work with that. I got a few boys that have some anger issues they like to work out on occasion.
I don't want you to put your people in danger over this, more danger than they're already in, but they wouldn't say no to a little backup in this dealing.
We also want to make sure that no innocent bystanders are caught up in this.
Well, make sure to have the make sure the doors are locked tight tonight.
Kazo bless the mess we're about to make.
What? Hey, Kazo, bless the mess we're about to make.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Well, I guess we should give you a way to contact us.
We're going to be here.
We are going to be here.
We're going to stay
I wasn't sure if this was a I was not entirely clear whether this was a we are going to be immediately on hand or he's going to investigate and get back to us.
I think we'll wait here for
Mine's
him to get
closing
back to us.
soon, so if they're
What?
coming up, not long after that, I'd imagine. So you just sit tight with Gary here, because a remarkably large elf is going to come up and like set a hand on one shoulder of each of you.
Gary, eh? Is that short for
What's,
anything like a Garelion?
Oh my god. Pip is
And I'm
looking
going to go
up.
see if there's been any development.
I just
I
put my
guess-
I put my hands up, and showing that they are empty, showing I'm at peace, and say that's fine. We'll wait here with
You guys
Gary.
haven't caused any problems so far. As long as it stays that way, you can stay as long as you like.
Yeah. Pip is staring up at Gary. I assume I have to like crane my neck and like gives a little wave and a half smile.
Now, Gary, if they cause problems, I need you and the boys to assume they picked option 3.
Oh, I don't like option 3. We definitely didn't pick
Option
option
three.
3.
Wait, what are
Well, you got
options 1 and
three
2? Oh, okay.
Option 1, leave. Option 2, stand the other way and shut the fuck up. Option 3, you will be shut up and then removed.
That sounds painful.
I prefer option 2. Let's stick with option 2.
And with that, he's going to go up to the mine entrance. Is there any discussing amongst yourselves as he's wandered off, or shall I have him return relatively quick?
I was gonna actually ask if there's any other exits that these people might potentially leave through. And if that's the case, perhaps someone should guard them, not necessarily us. I am not looking for these potential extra exits.
You wouldn't necessarily know this. You could ask the locals, but I think Sagard would be aware, because this mine, while it is
I'm a
kind
local.
of locally operated by the people here, is still a large part of some of the city's like income, income and exports, all that.
It's attempting to fly away.
Yes, the mine is very important to the city on the whole. They don't want bad things happening here. They take great pains to protect it and its supply from being interrupted.
And to that same point, they keep entrances to a very, very low number, namely 1.
It's a pretty low number.
Excellent.
There have been discussions of opening up a second as these tunnels get longer and longer to have a closer entrance. But with the mining rights and claims, there's some legal red tape that's prevented that for a number of years.
That sounds unsafe. Potentially. But it makes sense from a return on investment standpoint, or protection of investment standpoint.
This is a D&D and Pathfinder world. There is no such thing as safe.
How long until the mine closes did anyone say?
He said not long, didn't give a specific time, but you're going to be losing daylight in probably within the next half hour, and by that point, it's not worth trying to bring things back out. Don't get me wrong, it's already dark inside, but people got sleep. And if everyone who's been spending all day, every day in a cave can't ever see the sunlight, they're going to be very, very unhappy.
Spoken like a programmer.
Well, Scrapsy will. We just hang around here. We should be setting an ambush for these guys or something.
I think that's kind of what's going on. We're not authorized to do an ambush, but these guys have a score to settle, so they are going to ambush on the information we've been giving them.
Do I get to punch someone then?
Oh, I think that it's very likely that there will be some punching ere long.
Alrighty. So, your tiefling friend's gonna make his way back. Alright, so, there seems to be some supporting evidence to your claims. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna round up the boys, make sure that we have everyone, locked up safe tonight. Once this closes, we're gonna send in a small expedition. Try and flush them out to you, along with my boys. When they come running out, we beat the shit out of them.
Pip nods vigorously.
Just gonna look
Yeah,
up to Amarina like, see? Punching.
Yeah, let's punch some pricks.
Punch them with knives.
Well,
Punching pricks sounds good.
With no seeming objections to that plan,
Everyone's here so ready to punch a prick.
I'm
I
gonna
want
move.
to color them in the face.
Bah!
I'm gonna move forward to that point, so I can at least kind of introduce the combat, and we'll start it next time.
Yeah.
So,
Bomb bat, bomb bat, bomb bat. Baseball bat with a bomb strapped to it.
Goodness.
Look, kobolds are inventive and obnoxious.
so, in the For the sake of time, I'm not gonna bother cleaning up all the excess tokens just because, you know, for running short time as it is. You can feel free to place yourselves about wherever you would like within kind of like the stone mine area. You would be asked not to have too many of you near the homes, as you know, they don't want fighting to end up breaking into those areas if there happens to be a lot of them.
Would they be like led outside the main entrance or somewhere else?
Define them.
Like when Bisky, they're flushing out the pricks. Where are
Yeah.
they? Like, is the main
You
entrance?
have every confidence that they will be coming out this hole because that's the only known entrance and exits to this mine system.
Yeah, then Amrina will be behind a rock, ready to punch and trip someone.
I want to position myself in such a way that I can easily color spray a thing.
I'm small.
All right,
I go in.
you could
Okay.
you could take place like in the minecart or just behind it or something.
It's just cackling, echoing out of the minecart as you move up to it.
It peers in.
he's just standing there like drumming his fingers together, staring at the inner wall of the thing.
I don't want to be positioned behind you to color spray you.
Don't color spray me then. I should be protected by the metal walls of this cart. I think.
Not so sure about that.
I'm not entirely positive, but even if that's
What
not the
about-
case,
what
my
about
job is
maybe over
healing
here?
anyway. You'll be fine. I'm fine with it if I get color sprayed.
What about maybe over here?
Okay.
But now I don't want to hit Scrapsy either.
Scrapsy just like go onto the tracks and then lie down like a discarded doll.
Yes. Harmless doll.
Just
All
left
right,
there by a child working at the mine.
Don't
Yeah.
mind the fact that it's holding a knife.
You're not going to see that. Holding a knife behind his back.
His back is facing the mine.
So you'll have seen your chiefling friend head down a little bit ago with his audition guys to try and flush these pricks out.
Yeah.
And so it's like, let's say 6:30, maybe getting closer to 7. White lights waning, and you'll start to hear, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, as like echoing out of the mine as what appears to be 2 drow, though the tokens don't really represent that. I just kind of needed different tokens for the
We
comments.
pretend
So
they're
it's head come running out of the mine.
Rouge.
Spray!
Zap.
And then you're going to hear a roar.
I warned everybody it was going to be dangerous to them too. But the question is, are these just like drow from the Underdark who ended up in the mine, or are they wearing Pricks colors?
I don't necessarily have Brick's colors,
Wow.
but you will recognize, like you and Marina would recognize at least one of them.
So we know they are Pricks.
Yes.
Okay.
And you guys will see a Cyclops beginning to emerge from the mine.
Nobody move.
Its vision is not based on movement.
No, I was actually making a different joke. Nobody hurt that Cyclops.
Yes, I get it now.
I don't get it. Oh, nobody got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
I made a dumb joke.
Other than that,
Time for initiative?
Christopher Crimson Plain. Jesus Christ.
I'm only good at these kinds of dumb jokes. It's the Odyssey.
Yeah. Took me a minute to get there, but my brain wrapped around it eventually.
Alright, so next time we will roll some initiative. And hey, we get to do sneaky initiative, don't we?
Yes, you do. Woo! And then you get to figure out which thing is the bigger problem.
The pricks are a thing that is chasing the pricks.
Yeah, exactly. I'll have to figure that out next time. Kill them all, let God sort it out. I mean, Kazo.
Yeah, same thing for you.
Alright. That was good. We had a lunch. We went to a mine. There was a house in between.
Hopefully y'all had fun.
Going to kick some butt next time. On Let's Do the Time Loop Again. Alright. Bye, stream.
Bye, screen.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. All